Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Arielle. I'm a member of Inner Peaks. I'm actually front desk staff and yoga instructor. And so we are going to be putting together some videos to keep you guys motivated while our gym is closed. It's really, really sad. I know that the community is really struggling with not being able to climb, not really being able to see your friends. And yeah, so I thought I'd put together a little segment on a kind of like morning routine for yoga, just a 15-minute stretching. I plan on doing 15-minute cool down or nighttime flow as well. I think that now that a lot of us are working from home, a lot of us are, trying to stay active. I think a little bit of stretching just in the morning and at night can go a long way. So yeah. I'm just kind of going to go through that. And then also, just like a side note on motivation, it really is difficult to stay motivated to do the things you need to do. A few things that work for me. In the morning, like right away, I get out of my pajamas because if I'm going to be home all day and if I'm in my pajamas, I'm more likely to find my way to the couch, melt into the couch, turn on Netflix, scroll through Instagram, and all of a sudden 3 hours have gone by and, my productivity levels are really low. So I get out of my pajamas, I get into some normal clothes and make myself a cup of coffee or tea and I get my day started. Another thing I do is write a to-do list. So definitely have it here. Quarantine to-dos. Check that one off. Some people don't like the word quarantine, social distancing, but whether you're working from home or you're like me and all 3 of my jobs have been canceled, I have to be productive, and I find that I do have a lot of things to take care of at home. I'm going to get on spring cleaning, and yeah. So write your to-do list, get out of your pajamas, make that cup of coffee, and do it to it. And remember that it's a really, really good time to be working on your physical therapy as well. Rock climbers deal with a lot of, wrist injuries or elbow, rotator cuff, whatever it is. This is a really good time to be getting in those really tedious but necessary, exercises that are going to help you. 6, 7. Enough of that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with this morning flow. Let's go ahead and begin with our neck. Our neck is usually really stiff in the mornings after we sleep, so we can drop our chin to our chest, feeling the muscles in the back of the neck lengthen. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Drop your head back. Roll it around, right ear to right shoulder. And then down again to center. Go ahead and move with as many rotations as you need, and then make sure you reverse the rolls. You can use your hand for assistance if that feels nice. Just do what feels comfortable for you here. And we'll go ahead and start in child's pose. So your knees, they can be together, they can be apart, whatever is comfortable for you. Go ahead and sit back on your heels. Extend your torso forward, take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, you drop your chest down towards the mat. Rest your forehead on the mat, whatever is accessible to you, your chin, nose. Take a few deep breaths here. You can place your hands together, bring them into a reverse prayer behind your neck, feeling a really nice tricep stretch here. Go ahead and unwind the hands, place them down in front of you. Take a deep breath in, look up at your hands, and then bring them over to the left side of your yoga mat. On an exhale, go ahead and sink down, feeling a nice side stretch in your right side body. Move with the breath here. On an inhale, you come up, reach your hands over to the right side, and on an exhale, you sink back down, finding that nice side stretch in the left side this time. Go ahead and come back to center. go through a few rounds of cat-cow. So on an inhale, we drop our belly down, and then on an exhale, we push our spine to the ceiling. I'm going through them kind of quickly, but you can move through them as fast or slow as you need. Go ahead and reverse the wrists if that feels nice. Kind of stretching out the forearms. From here, we're going to go ahead and lift our right leg up and back. So as we extend our right leg long, we're using our lower back to engage, lifting the leg higher. Use your core to stabilize you here. And then on an exhale, we're just going to go ahead and bring the right foot through, stamping the foot in between the hands, coming into a nice low lunge. So here, my knee is directly over my foot. And I'm just going to work into the hips, and I'm going to sink my hips down nice and low. And then we'll come back for half splits. So the front toes point up, and we want to make sure our chest is kind of reaching forward towards our toes, not hunching the spine over like that. We want to make sure we're bending or folding forward with a nice straight spine. So we get that nice calf stretch, hamstring stretch. Go ahead and come back to that low lunge. Stay here for just a second. Maybe you pop on up, sinking those hips down. Then we're just going to take a big breath in, bring the arms up and overhead, take a breath in, and then slowly bring the arms back down, exhaling to plant the hands down. We're just going to bring our foot, I tucked my toes here, you don't have to actually, we're just going to lift the foot up and back, once again coming into that tabletop with your right leg extended. And then feel free to make any organic movements, like here I just kind of brought my foot out to the side, getting into the hip a little bit more. And then, just gotta make sure the computer's still on before we move in on the left side. So, tabletop, bringing that left foot up and back once again, using your lower back, actually your whole core to stabilize. And then on an exhale, you bring your left foot through. Plant it down, find your right alignment. Use your hands for assistance if needed. Sink the hips down and breathe into the hips. On an exhale, we want to go ahead and work into the half splits. Always moving on an exhale. Toes are going to point straight up. Breathe into any areas of tightness here. You might feel it really in your hamstring. And then on your next exhale, moving into that low lunge, popping up if it feels good on your back knee, sinking the hips down, taking that big inhale, bringing your arms up, and then slowly exhaling to bring the hands down. Go ahead and work your foot back again, tabletop with that back leg extended. If you made any organic movements on the right side, feel free to make them on the left. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Cool, and then from here, we're just gonna come on up to standing. So go ahead and take a deep breath in here. Exhale, crack your toes. I'm disgusting, I know. And we're just gonna go through some forward folds and then half lifts. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, with a flat spine, go ahead and fold forward, hinging at the hips. When you halfway lift, go ahead and place your hands on your shins. Then when you exhale, move into the forward fold. So I'm going back and forth here, inhaling into the halfway lift, and then exhaling to fold forward. As I inhale, I bring my hands to my shins, and then when I exhale, I bring my hands to my calves, and that kind of gives me leverage to pull my torso closer down. And I feel a really nice opening in the lower back, really big stretch in the hamstrings. You can go ahead and take a bind with your hands, exhaling to bring your hands farther away from your lower back, getting a really nice big chest extension there. Slowly you can unwind, place your hands in front of you, and just move organically here, moving with your breath, breathing into any areas of tightness. And then we'll go ahead and extend our legs wide. So we're gonna come into kind of like a wide-legged squat here. So my toes are out, heels are in. We're just gonna squat down. My knees are still pretty much over my heels, and I'm placing my right hand on my right inner thigh, and I'm dropping my right shoulder down. So I'm twisting my torso. You can look up over your left shoulder. And this one should feel really, really good. Same thing on the left side. So you're going to place your left hand into your left thigh, dropping that left shoulder down. You can do it 2 more times, 3 more times, whatever feels good. Finding a nice deep twist and a nice deep squat. As you twist and you squat down, you're going to go ahead and exhale. As you come up, you inhale. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Look, I think I'm hilarious. From here, we're going to go ahead and move into some side lunges. So, using your hands for assistance on the floor, and then just squatting from side to side, really. Moving with your breath. Squatting deeper each time. And if you can't reach your hands to the floor, if you have really, really tight hips, just go ahead and place your hands on your hips, and you can access the squat from above. If you want to go deeper, you can go ahead and squat all the way down. Yep. With the extended leg, that toe, or your toes can point up. They can be down on the ground, whatever feels good for your hips here. Just play around with it. Okay, let's pop on up. So we're in our wide-legged stance, but now our toes are in, heels are out. We have a nice straight spine, and then on an exhale, we're just going to go ahead and fold forward into this wide-legged forward fold. Go ahead and place your hands, forearms, whatever is accessible onto the ground. And go ahead and make any organic movements that feel good for you. On an inhale, you can come up, and then on an exhale, you can sink down deeper. I'm using my hands to pull myself deeper here. Inhaling to come up, exhaling to fold. And then we'll go ahead and transition out of that wide-legged forward fold. We'll come on down to a seat for bound angle pose. So bottoms of the feet together, the distance from your feet to your pelvis. Just do whatever is comfortable for you, whatever your hips are comfortable with. I'm finding this silly little rocking side to side because that's what feels good for me. And then with a nice tall spine, on an exhale, you go ahead and lean forward if that feels good. Just moving with your breath here. And then from here, let's come onto our backs, hugging our knees into our chest. It should feel really nice to roll from side to side, massaging our lower back on the floor. And then we'll just go ahead and come into our last pose, so bridge pose. We want to make sure our feet are nice and close to our hands. Pop that pelvis up, and we want to find a nice arch in our lower back right there. Pushing into the thighs, pushing into the feet. And then go ahead and just bring those knees back into the chest. And there we go. 15-minute warm-up. Cool, so that's it. I think it was a 10-minute warm-up, maybe 15 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you take something away from it, can find some movement in some practice, and some productivity in the amount of time you have off from work or that you're working from home. I wish everyone the best. I want to thank Inner Peaks for being able to put together this virtual community, and I wish you guys all the best, and I'll be seeing you sooner rather than later, hopefully.